Here in the Belarusian capital Minsk, the OSCE said that Ukraine and Russian-backed militants had reached an agreement on Tuesday to extend a pullback of weapons in East Ukraine. The deal comes on top of another truce signed in February, which has only partially been observed, with casualties in the conflict zone reported almost daily. At the same time as the deal was being made in Minsk, thousands of Ukrainian right-wingers and supporters of the far-right paramilitary Right Sector movement rallied in the Ukrainian capital. Most of them were wearing camouflage gear and carrying their movement's red and black flag, which they say represents the Ukrainians' blood spilled on their soil. One of their top demands includes a referendum on whether to impeach Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko. Right Sector leader Dmytro Yarosh said the rally would remain peaceful, but went on to call on the government to recognize the ongoing fighting between Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed militants in the Donbass as a war and not as an anti-terrorist operation.
Right Sector is initiating a nationwide Ukrainian referendum to answer several questions. First, a motion of no confidence in the government. Second, we demand for the Russian war against Ukraine to finally be recognized as a war and not as an anti-terrorist operation. Our Ukrainian people must have their word here.
Right Sector is one of a number of militarized groups that emerged during violent protests in Kiev that toppled former Moscow-backed President Viktor Yanukovych a year ago. Now the militias are fighting in volunteer battalions alongside Ukrainian forces in the east. Yarosh made two more demands.
3, we demand a complete blockade of the occupied territories. 4, we ask our people to support the legalization of the Ukrainian Volunteer Corps and other volunteer units according to the law.
The Right Sector is now challenging the government's authority and calling for the resignation of ministers, adding to the problems the country is facing as it tries to carry out reforms and put an end to the fighting in East Ukraine.